Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back with another United Daily Live, and we are here to bring you the latest in Manchester United news, views, transfer rumours, all that good stuff here on AdamMcKola TV. So make sure you're hitting that like button, you're commenting, you're sharing, you're subscribing as well. Get hitting that subscribe button. Help us hit 75k ASAP. The target by the end of the year is 100k ASAP. So get hitting that subscribe button right now. Thank you to those guys that have become members on AdamMcKola TV too. And today, on the anniversary of the treble, the greatest thing to ever happen in Manchester United's history, and the Glazer takeover as well, which happened 6 years later, on the anniversary of the best and the worst thing to ever happen to Manchester United, we are here today to bring you the latest news. And whilst everyone is looking at that Glazer takeover and throwing their memories back to the treble 1999, the Athletic have done a report today. And in that report, they say the Glazers knocked back an offer from the Saudi royal family and were only open to selling a 20% stake in their company, Manchester United. So that shows you they have no intentions of leaving. It's going to take a very, 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 very big bid to make those Glazers go away, unfortunately, for Manchester United and Manchester United fans. And we'll be looking at that, and we'll be looking at the impact of the Glazer ownership 15 years on. And of course, the treble, 1999, 26th of May 1999, 21 years ago, United celebrated that unique treble in the new camp, beating Bayern Munich 2-1, goals from Sheringham and Solskjaer to win it for Manchester United. And what an absolutely magnificent day. Where were you when that happened? Were you even born yet? How old were you? Let us know in those comments below all your memories of those things, as we look at the reports that Ighalo's deal could be coming to an end as well this week. And I tell you to subscribe. I tell you to subscribe too, because we've got Master Debaters coming up tomorrow, and that is an Odion Ighalo special. So make sure you're keeping it locked for that. But of course, we'll be looking at the latest reports on Odion Ighalo and anything else that's in the news in relation to Manchester United and the club going forward. So as we hear in that report by the Athletic today, the Glazer ownership has cost United £1.5 billion. £1.5 billion has been taken out of the club in loan interest, in debt repayment, in money going to the Glazer family and all these kind of things, loans to their other businesses. 1.5 billion, or well over a billion, has been sucked out of Manchester United, and it's an absolute disgrace that has happened. Manchester United, a company that were debt free when the Glazers arrived, and then they lumbered us with all of their debts that they used to buy the club with, and the club were left to pay it off. And we see that in the recent financial results, 15 years on, that debt is still sat there at 400 million plus. Absolutely incredible, and an utter disgrace as well in relation to the Glazer family. But they will not sell the club. That is the news coming from them. They have no intention to sell it. So we're looking at that, getting your thoughts on that, getting your thoughts on the treble anniversary and everything else that we'll discuss today. Connor says, is the Angel Gomez news true? As of yet, obviously Steve's been talking about he's kind of broke that news that Angel Gomez has signed a contract, but there's nothing official in relation to that. And when I last spoke to Steve, probably about 2 weeks ago, he was of the opinion that it wasn't happening. So if it has, it's seemingly changed in the last couple of weeks. But there's a few in the knows and things like that on Twitter that are tweeting about it, whether they're just tweeting about it because Steve spoke about it, or they're tweeting about it because they've got information, who knows. But when you're looking at it, there's nothing else really in the press to suggest that Angel Gomez has signed a deal, not in the last couple of days or week anyway, apart from him doing like interviews and things with Manchester United and stuff like that. So that's made people think, oh, surely it's done. He's doing interviews with United and he's talking about his heroes and things like that, talking about Ronaldo and Nani and Tev, and like surely it's done then. But that's not the case yet. It's not been confirmed, and we just have to sit around and wait to see what happens. How you doing, Dominic? Thank you for tuning in. Indiana Peplo, thank you for tuning in as well. Glenn is in the house. Paul B, Sean, Ruvez is watching 7 a.m. Well, it's probably 7:05 now in Florida. It's evening, Tom. How you doing? Morning, Russ. How you doing? I'm very good, thank you. Reese P Savage is in the house. Damon says maybe the dislikes are down to the Glazers not selling. Nah, they're not. Every video that I set up, I changed the title and the thumb to the Glazers one after they happened. Never mind them. There's only a couple of them anyway. Tim Walsh says hit that like button. Tom Walton's watching from Japan. Ark Laganda's in the house as well as Master Ed, Sean, Daniel, Mark, Shashank, Andre, Man Like Mo. Did anyone really think they would sell the club? I've never really thought they were going to sell the club, to be honest. I never have. It's just been one of those gut feelings. I always tend to go in my gut. Sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's right, but I've never felt they would sell the club or they were interested in selling the club. You know, yes, they could have probably got 3-4 billion for it, but when they can just sit on it and keep sucking money out of it and still possibly sell it for that price in a few years, like they can just keep it in the family. And when you look at the way the footballing world was going before the coronavirus pandemic and all that kind of thing, the money in the game was just increasing. And you'd think, like, why would you sell United? Like, if you had United as an asset and you were going to sell it, would you sell it when it's at its probably, like, not its least value, because it's probably at, you know, it's at a very high value. And it's not like it was worth more as a club back then when we were treble winners or anything like that. It wasn't. But surely you'd wait for a little bit of success if you were going to sell it, and sell it when the stock was a little bit higher than selling it when the stock's a little bit lower, and we're in the middle of a rebuild and things like that. But then it's whether they want to invest in that rebuild, whether they care about investing in that rebuild, whether they feel it's necessary for them to invest in Manchester United to continue, you know, fulfilling their aims, which is to suck money out of the club. Realistically, that's all they want to do. So we're stuck with these bastards for a long time. Let's that be clear. They're not going anywhere. And we just have to like it and lump it, unfortunately. I didn't want the Saudis buying United anyway, to be honest. I don't want the Glazers at United, but I definitely didn't want the Saudis at United. No, thank you. But yeah, they're not back an offer from the royal family, and we're only open to selling a 20% stake in the company, and they're not open to relinquishing control of the business or of the company. And it's much like Ed Woodward. People talk about him as appointing a director of football, and I just don't think it's realistic. Why would he remove power from himself? Why would he do that? It doesn't make sense to me. So it was clear he was never going to appoint a director of football, and I think, to me at least, it was clear that Glazers would never sell. Someone said the amount of money they've sucked out of the club is the equivalent of 2 new stadiums for Manchester United, and it's true. It's bang on. Veda, no thank you, mate. You mad, bruv? You must be absolutely mad. They would be good owners if they had the desire to compete for the big trophies. The businessmen, why are they going to care, says David. It's their insurance policy to take money from in case their other businesses go to the ground, says Sean. It's a good little ATM for them. And that's what makes you sick. They put, like, into this club that they bought, they've put like 200 million of their own money. They've already taken that out. Oh man, they make me sick. Legally, nothing wrong with it. Morally, very wrong. And I think football, obviously, football clubs have a lot of stakeholders, a lot of people that care, and, you know, haven't they given us over $1 billion to spend? They've given us over $1 billion to spend. Or United have spent their own money. You think we make the money we make because of the Glazer ownership? You think we are as worthy as we are because of the Glazer ownership? We are as worthy as we are and have been as successful as we are since they arrived, or have been, you know, up until the last couple of years, in spite of them, not because of them. They haven't contributed to any of our success. They bought the name. You could buy New York Yankees and continue to make money. You could buy Real Madrid and pump out money. Does that mean, did they make them because of the owners? Nah. Yeah, that you could probably say the Etihad guys, they made City into what they are at the moment. The Glazers didn't make Manchester United into what we are at the moment. We were spending money. We were bringing in deals. We were one of those clubs that were fine in terms of revenue. So I think they haven't given us $1 billion. United spent $1 billion of their own money, and in the meantime had another $1 billion plus sucked out of it by these leeches called the Glazers. Simple as that. And they don't want to sell either, so I think people have to get that out of their mind. Moving on, anyway. Obviously, what's the latest on AdamMcKola? Simon Stone was reporting that Manchester United hadn't give up on the chase for him, and was still 50-50 whether he would stay. But it doesn't look to be, any more movement. Even so, there was more reports over an hour ago, which said AdamMcKola is set to leave Man United this week, with loan coming to an end as talks with Shanghai Shenhua over an extension have stalled. It says United are set to lose AdamMcKola this week. As the talks with Shanghai have stalled. I don't know why they put it in the headline, and in the first fucking paragraph, the Nigerian 30 made a last-ditch loan move to Old Trafford in January as emergency cover in attack to replace injured Marcus Rashford. His contract with Red Devils runs until May the 31st, 4 days after the Europa League final was scheduled to take place. With the season suspended, Sunsport report that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to extend the loan spell, extend the loan spell by a further 3 months to take in the end of the season. Why is this saying The Sun when I'm not on their website? Oh, it's also got stuff from ESPN. It's a report of multiple reports, you know them ones. And according to the ESPN, the Chinese Super League team are unwilling to budge on their stance. Instead, they want to tie the former Watford man down to a new contract. So it doesn't look like AdamMcKola is going to be staying at Manchester United. And he could be leaving at the end of this week, ladies and gentlemen, which is obviously massive disappointment. Now, I called him a cult hero in the last video, and someone said to me, cult hero, going a little bit far. Henrik Larsson was a cult hero, but AdamMcKola isn't. Do you know what a cult hero is? Let's look beyond the fact that Larsson appeared in 5 more games than AdamMcKola. AdamMcKola scored 1 more goal than Henrik Larsson. So, by goals, if you're calling Larsson one, you could say Igalo's one. Appearances, 5 difference. A cult hero is a public figure who is greatly admired by a relatively small audience or is influential despite limited success. That is AdamMcKola. He's a cult hero. I never called him a Manchester United club legend. A cult hero. It's exactly what he is. People just argue for argue's sake sometimes. We're right in my cage anyway. Dr. Tom Moyes moaning about Ollie again. Bruv, how can you possibly find the energy when we last had a game 3 months ago to moan about Ollie, bruv? How can you possibly? And you're saying Ollie is a yes man. Okay. So what would you make Jose? What would Poch be if he came into the job? You think you're going to be able to get by at Man United without getting on with the owners? A hero like Poch we need. Poch didn't stand up to Daniel Levy, bruv. Poch sat around while Daniel Levy said, mate, you ain't signing no one for 2 seasons. Didn't do shit. What would you be doing if the Glazers said that to Poch and Poch sat around for 2 years? Would Poch be a yes man then? Or does that just apply to people you don't like? Let me know in the comments below. Because you're talking rubbish right now. And Dr. Tomway, you're always in the comments. You're always here. I respect you for viewing. but you're talking shit today, bro. You really are. Guys, get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing, get joining if you can as well. Get hitting that like button as always. United have waived the lower league fees for the loan players like Joel Pereira, Kieran O'Hara, Ethan Hamilton. So their clubs won't have to pay their loan fees for their extensions on any of their loan deals, which is good news for them. It cost United around £160,000. Sheffield United are being allowed to loan Dean Henderson again for the remainder of the season. So that's good for them. Obviously, United aren't going to stand in his way of developing and continue to develop. And we want Sheffield United to keep him next season and to help him continue his development at that club. So nothing wrong with that at all. Right, guys, anything else you want us to chat about? We've got about 13 minutes left. Just to recap for you guys, in a report on the Glazers today, the Athletic said that the Glazers will not sell the club. They were not looking to sell the club to the Saudi royal family and were only open to selling a 20% stake in the club. So that will not happen. Adrian Ighalo's loan deal is going to expire at the end of this week. And in what otherwise has been a very quiet news day, there's not a lot else to talk about. So let us know what you lot are thinking. There's obviously rumours in regards to Angel Gomez staying at Manchester United. Let's see. So Manchester Evening News have got an update on this apparently from yesterday. It's an opinion piece, so absolutely nothing there to suggest the deal's done. So, quietness on that. There's a report in Italy today which say Manchester United have been named as one of the 12 clubs who are interested in signing Wolves forward Raul Jimenez. The Mexican has netted 22 goals in all competitions this season and has been linked with an exit from the Molineux. Speculation over a switch to Old Trafford started in January, though Solskjaer refused to comment on the rumours. Tuttosport believe Jimenez remains of interest to United, but claim Wolves will not sell their star forward for anything less than 53 million. United ain't getting him at 53 million. MEN Sport understand the forward is not a priority target for the Reds. I don't know what the point is in you telling us this shit then. Why don't you just say that at the start, you know what I mean? Teddy Sheringham's been talking about 99 and stuff like that. United have been touted for a transfer for Juventus' Merry Demiral, who is also on Leicester City's radar according to reports. He's a fringe player at Juve and thus has been linked with an exit amid claims that he and Douglas Costa could be a double deal to United in the summer. Again, they're just trying to push that whole... They're just trying to push the whole, you know, Pogba to Juve swap player deal kind of vibe, aren't they, at the moment? Which isn't really working, is it? A great deal. Do you think Pogba will stay? Says Tim Walsh. I hope so and get Sancho and we'll be looking strong next season. I am feeling more confident in Paul Pogba staying at Manchester United, yeah. I am at the moment. So it could change very quickly though. Gomez could go on loan to Leipzig or Salzburg, says Tom. Do people think Angel Gomez needs a loan move? I just hope he signs that new deal. Whatever happens with him, whether he's going to be a part of United's first team or go out on loan, I just hope he signs that deal at Manchester United. Indiana says Gomez is one of Sancho's best mates up through the youth in England. Him staying is a great sign for the transfer. What do you think about youth like Garner, Levitt, Laird, Mason, Angel with a fully fit first 11? How can that squad be? So I'd imagine, yeah, like we hear rumours Garner's possibly going to you know, Sheffield Wednesday, Swansea, Cardiff have been in with a loan move for him. I think Mason Greenwood's a part of the first team squad. I think that's a given and he will play. I think Angel Gomez, I'm not too sure with. Dylan Levitt, will he stay in the 23s this year? Because he's not been in there for that long, you know what I mean? He could probably do with another year in there, then go out on loan, or even go out on loan now. Same could be said for James Garner. If he's not going to get enough game time at United, send him out on loan. Ethan Laird, again, he had a lot of injuries this year. So whether United want to keep him there to kind of help him in his development, have him training with the first team. I know he appeared in the Europa League once or twice, but you know, having him appear then would probably help. But I do think one or two of them could go out on loan. Maybe Tahiv Chong could go out on loan as well, especially if we sign someone like Jadon Sancho. So that's my thoughts on that one there. Greenwood needs to stay for sure, says Tom. Greenwood's going nowhere. Aaron thinks Medbury is going to be brought into the first team next year. Can Bruno be our captain, or do we need to get in a real leader, says Minnie. I don't have a problem with Harry Maguire being a leader, being the captain, as long as we've got other leaders throughout the team. What do we do with James Garner, says Mahadevan. Kind of touched on it just then, that I think him kind of, you know, going out alone probably could be the best bet for him. But I do want him to get first team minutes at United, and he could actually have that pathway open up for him because of, you know, does Matic pick up an injury or something like that? You never know. But it's important for him to be playing week in, week out, I think. And I think another year at under 23 football isn't good enough for him. He would stagnate there, I think. What's this business about Hannibal Medbury being fast-tracked to the first team? Said Mr. Wild Times. Hannibal Medbury is a massive, massive talent. He's been putting first teamers on their arse and taking the piss out of them in training. Clearly an incredibly talented kid. Physically still needs to bulk out, but if he's training with the first team, he'll be learning about them and what it's like physically to be playing with the men. But of course, it's a lot tougher in competitive games. So it'd be interesting to see how we got on. But I imagine he'll be in the 23s next season, floating in and out of the first team squad. Give him a little bit of an opportunity and see what's going on there. He strikes me as someone more like Mason Greenwood than like a Tahiv Chong that may lead a loan move. To me, Hannibal looks like someone that once he's got that, you know, that little bit more physicality, he'd be able to not start, but you know, be involved with the first team a little bit more and make his breakthrough that way. I don't think he's one of them that will need to go out on loan. He seems to have it a lot up here, you know, and we spent big money on him to bring him in from Monaco. So he's clearly well thought of, and he's a very, very talented footballer. I'm not doing any more watch-alongs for the German football. It was just for that first game that was back. Maguire is the only captain for now. Oh, sorry, that's comments moved. No other candidates, says Andre. Glazers must go, says Jonas. I will be watching it, Sean. The only Gomez problem is his physicality is too weak for men, says Andre. I reckon all of our academy ballers need to be physically matured at a young age, says Mahadevan. When are we playing Spurs? In 3 weeks, says Tom. What's the date? 26th. So if it goes ahead as expected on the 12th or the 19th, so Friday 29th, so it'd be it's either going to be 2 or 3 weeks on Friday, possibly, fingers crossed. I'd just love a little bit of football. Love to see Tony Marshall and Rashford and the boys, Pogba, Bruno and all them lads getting stuck in. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely lovely. So yeah, guys, what are you saying, man? 21 years since the treble. 21 years since Anne Solskjaer has won it and United went beyond the promised land. Fergie spat out that timeless quote, football bloody hell. And what a marvellous time to be alive. I'll always say 08 meant a little bit more because of how old I was. Like, I understood it a little bit more at 19. But 99 was magical. 99 was special. As a 10-year-old kid, I'd watched Eric Cantona leave and burst into tears, and then watched his team kind of grow up. Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, my heroes. And I remember that 95, 96 double-double tape. Used to get battered in the VHS. I'd watch it over and over again. Go into games, see them grow up. Then win that treble in that fashion. Phenomenal. I thought we'd do it every single year. I thought the Champions League was something that we just keep winning. Obviously, we didn't. Fergie only won it once more after that, which is a bit of a disappointment. But that treble season, nothing like it. Nothing like it. And it makes you look at that '08 season now. I think that '08 team's, possibly the best. But you look at that '08 team and you think, just a little bit of luck against Portsmouth in the cup. And you got Cardiff in the final. And we just didn't have it. And it shows you that '99 team did have it. They had that little bit of luck. They had that quality. They come up against some of the best teams in the world. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Inter Milan. That was a Juventus team with Zinedine Zidane, Pippo Inzaghi. All those guys in there. Ronaldo in the Inter Milan team. United beat these teams on the way to winning it. We weren't getting buys and we weren't getting through there and playing, some shit teams. We were beating big teams to get there. And what a night. And to do it without Keenan Scholes as well. To do it without Keenan Scholes made it even more important. So what a magnificent night. And then the day after, we had the treble parade, which I attended as a 10-year-old. And yeah, we went beyond the promised land, and it was absolutely amazing. Let us know your memories. How old were you at that time? Indiana says it won't take us another 30 years to win the league again, and that is a fact. Greatest memory apart from Karius getting concussion 2 years ago. Adam, is Igalo leaving then? Says Alex, it does look like it, mate. His loan expires on the 31st, and as of yet there's been no extension. The team in '08 was scary. I was born in July '98, says Ross, making me feel hella old. 21 years, I feel old. I was 13 at the time. So Damien's just a little bit older than me. Only us in the 30s now, says Indiana. Yeah, it was amazing. Did you watch AEW? I didn't know. I didn't watch it. German football is dead at the moment. Some quality football. It's just not the same without a crowd, isn't it? And especially in Germany, they add so much to the atmosphere. It's not the same without a crowd. So, yeah. I was 22 and very, very drunk, says Mark. That's a quality age to be watching that. You must have some great memories. Like, I remember the games and stuff like that, but you would have been in boozers and just, it would have been different gravy for you. Like when we won it in '08, I was at uni at the time. So we were on it a lot of the time. Like it was sick, man. It was so good. Just thank you, Man United, for so many great moments. All the scenes we saw left us wanting more, eh? And on that note, guys, thank you very much for tuning into AdamMcKola TV today. We're going to have an MUFC rumour rater for you later on today. We've got United Daily Live for you 12 o'clock tomorrow. Master Debaters coming up. We got Football Manager episode 3 coming up this week. I apologise for the delays in that. The videos take so long to edit and record, and with me having my birthday and getting a little bit worse for wear this weekend, it didn't quite happen. And then Ski was hanging on the Sunday. We weren't in good shape, and we didn't do a pod to nowhere. So we got more content coming for you this week, but you're still getting daily content here, and you've still had daily content for about 3 months. So if that isn't a reason to subscribe, I don't know what is. So get hitting that subscribe button, liking, comment and sharing, join if you can as well. And of course, thank you very much to everyone for tuning in on this here AdamMcKola TV. For now, I've been Adam, you lot been legends. I'm out of here.